What's up guys, JayzTwoCents here, and we're gonna talk about the Post Malone build again, because I'm sick of it, you're sick of it, and I think you guys are owed an explanation as to why this is taking so damn long. Hey dude, what are you doing?
Shopping for a case for my new build.
What are you looking for?
I want something designed for water cooling.
Fractal design, define S all the way. Check it out. Plenty of airflow, plenty of open interior for water cooling, radiator support. It even has mounts for your reservoirs.
I don't have enough room for my hard drives.
Okay. Fractal design R5. Look at all those hard drive cages, and you can fit your radiators and water cooling in here.
No, I got a lot of hard drives, but I also have an EATX motherboard.
Okay, I'm gonna try something here.
Okay.
Bear with me. You might wanna stand clear. Never actually tried this before. Okay. It worked. Fractal design defined R6. You can fit all your radiators, a crap ton of hard drives, and it fits EATX.
Dude, this is perfect.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Now this video is gonna sound like a whole lot of excuses, and that's because they kind of sorta are, but I guess it's really besides the point. It really doesn't matter why it's taking so long. I just felt you guys should know. First of all, this chassis is based off of the Singularity Spectre. It is a custom one-off that they did all the milling and extra work for. And unfortunately, because the timing of this chassis was right around their prototype release, remember, we sort of debuted it when I showed him the renderings. When Post Malone was in studio, we showed him the renderings of what this would look like. That was still during the prototype phase. There was only one in existence, the one we showed him, and it was not finished yet. There were obviously some design changes. And then we, as you guys can see, we have all the custom stuff going on here with the custom Bentley front grille and all that sort of stuff. The other thing was, because of all the custom work and the finalization to the chassis design and then the custom work on top of that, because remember, the chassis wasn't finalized yet, the length of time that they said it would take and the length of time it actually took was two very different figures. The problem is, by the time I received the chassis, that put us into Computex season, which also put us right smack dab in the middle of Post Malone's 2018 tour, which is still going on today. That is one of the reasons why the chassis isn't done. But the real reason why this is taking so long is I had to get another back panel made. Remember, the panel is actually the chassis. The water block, distribution block is built into this, and everything attaches to this acrylic back piece, which is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of acrylic. The only problem is I damaged it. I bottomed out one of the screws, well, two of the screws actually, and cracked it. So I had to wait for another one to get made. And of course, Singularity's like, you gotta be kidding me. What are you doing over there, you freaking amateur? No, they didn't actually say that. So this is the replacement acrylic piece for the back, which means now I've got to unbox this and transfer all the parts from here to here. So that's what we're doing today. I promise. This will be the last video you guys see before you see him on the channel receiving his computer, which at this point, I'm sure even he forgot he was getting. So, all right, we'll let Phil do his thing and we'll get this transferred over. Well, obviously, it's been a couple of days since you guys saw the work that I did on this. We are 95% of the way there. We are so close. And as you guys can see, I've actually gone with rigid tubing after all. I wanted to do the whole soft tubing bend thing concept idea because it looks wobbly. That's just the table. Our table is not level. I wanted to do the soft tubing because beer bongs, and I wanted to incorporate the beer bongs somehow into this build, but I feel like it's becoming too much now. And instead of just trying to see what else we can cram into this build, now we're just gonna tie it all together. We're gonna tighten up the laces and make a knot, and we're gonna ship it. And unfortunately, Post Malone is still on tour right now, as I said at the start of this video. So as soon as our schedules collide, we will go ahead and do the reveal. But I want to talk about a couple of things and why I made some of the design choices that I did. Obviously, the rigid tubing just looks so much cleaner. And I used, almost like chrome, nickel-plated fittings because I think it ties in the front grille. Part of my problem with the black fittings, which I originally was going to use, is the fact that black really sort of subdued the internals. I mean, we've got the wood blocks on here, although the grain does not match perfectly on these two different pieces of curly maple, but that's kind of besides the point. I wanted to find a way to bring the Bentley grill that was custom made for this into the rest of the build, and obviously the only thing that was nickel on here was the plating on the grill in the front, obviously. I don't know if it's chrome or nickel, it doesn't matter. It's shiny metal. Also too, the reason why you're not seeing caps on the terminal portion right here where we got our parallel loop is because I have to take the graphics cards back out. I don't know if I can't remember if I said in the beginning of this video or not that I have to modify the wood blocks because they didn't actually account for an SLI bridge, and so the wood right here keeps the bridge from being able to push down on the SLI fingers. But that's gonna be simple, it's gonna be simple, knock on all the wood, right? We just have to file down the wood just a few millimeters to make the SLI bridge be able to sit all the way down. I've got one more tube I need to bend between here and here, and actually I did this all on live stream yesterday. Did like a 5 or 6 hour live stream or something like that. I don't remember exactly how long it was. But all these tubes and the concepts and the different things we tried and the failed bends and we changed the loop around quite a bit was all live streamed, and that was actually done over on Twitch. So if you guys are interested in that, it's just JayzTwoCents over on Twitch, and you could probably watch the VOD or just check out the next time we do a live stream build. I'm gonna try and do more of those. But that's what I have left to do. I have a custom thing going on down here that I forgot to bring in from home again. And then I've got to get the SLI bridge figured out, that one tube, and then we fill it and show it to him. I'm glad that this one's almost over because I've got some other folks that want to do some collaborations with me on computer building, and I want to move on to those projects because this one took entirely too long. Heck, Post Malone had time to go around the world singing for people multiple times in the time it took me to build this thing, which is terrible. This is terrible. Anyway, that's besides the point. Guys, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Don't know what else to say. It'll be done soon, literally. We're like right there at the finish line. This is kind of like running a marathon, but then tripping and falling right at the end, to be honest. And I've built this computer like 5 times now, but the amount of times I've taken it apart and put it back together. And as you saw in this video, literally took it apart as far as you possibly could. Anyway, I'm gonna go, guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next one. And this one doesn't have me feeling like a rock star. That was bad. Do I sound depressed?
A little bit.
A little bit? Yeah. Well, I'm a lot of bit depressed. Because I'm done talking about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want it to go off to Post Malone and...